Alright guys, and welcome to Unreal Engine tutorial for beginners. This is just an overview of what we're going to be doing today, and that is we adding ocean, landscape, ships and so on, and we're going to be using material and so on as well, and I will show you guys how to use the material graphics. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing today, so let's dive into it. Okay guys, let's start a new project. I'm going to just go straight to file, click on new project, and there we go. Okay, and right here I'm going to select blank, and right underneath here I'm going to give my project a name. Let's call that View and click on create. Okay guys, we're starting a new project now. There we go. So right here we have a dialog asking me to actually update my project file, so I'm going to click on go ahead, update. Alright, now to start with, the very first thing I'd like to do, let me show it to you guys. Let's reposition this so that you are able to see every single thing that I'm about to do. Okay, so let's select content drawer. You can also click on control space. You can click on control space to get the content drawer open. If you don't want to do that, you can always click on this very content here and just select your content. Right, that's my content. You can see the name of my file, CView, and inside the CView we have the following, which is starter content. So let's close that and come in here. Let's open it here. There. Now if you double click on the starter content, you have the following files, and right here the scene that you guys are looking at, this is it right here, and that is it. Mini default, that is it right there. And they also have some other stuff in there, as you can see. Close that. Let's go back to our content drawer. We don't have all day for that, so right here I'm going to right click and create a new folder. Just right click inside my content drawer. I want to create a new folder there, and my new folder I'm just going to call it Cmap. Okay, Cmap. There. Double click on my folder called Cmap, and then right click on it, then select layer. There we go. My layer is now created. I'm going to call it C landscape. There we go, and click on save. As you can see, there's nothing here, nothing showing at all, no lighting, nothing. So even if I come to the world outliner right there, there's nothing there. Let's right click and restore the tab. There's nothing there. Even details, there's nothing so far. Okay, to restore that. You see that, guys? So now what we're going to do is, we first of all want to create our landscape. So to create our landscape, you see the tools here. Okay, we are actually using the active select editing tool now. So I'm going to go to active landscape editing mode. Click on that. There you end up with green grids. So let's reposition that properly and just move it right down. There we go. Okay, as you can see, it's just the green grids. So what we do is, you see, let's come in here, the properties of the landscape. As you can see, we have default properties there: location, rotation, and scale. Okay, you can always scale it to your own specification. Now what I'm going to do is, so we can move on, I'm going to just click on create landscape. There we go, just create that there, and our landscape is created. You might not be able to see it because there is no lighting. To light up the scene, so let's press either shift 1, which is right here, or shift 2, that's for the landscape. So I'm just going to press shift 1 and that will bring us here. Now once you press either Shift +1, let's get the directional light into place. So let's go straight into create, lighten. You see right here, you see create, lighten. Let's grab hold of the directional light, click on that, click and drag and just dump it right there. There we go. Now what is left for us to do is let's bring in a sky. So I'm going to go back into create and let's go right in here. Now let's go to visual effects and I'm going to then select sky atmosphere, drag and just dump it somewhere there. There we go. So we have the sky atmosphere and we also have the directional light. This is my directional light. So with the directional light selected, let's go to the details here. Okay, and I just want to, let's move this up, and right here I'm going to, first of all, let's increase the size of this so that you guys can see what I'm about to do. Okay, in the first place you see where we have static, stationary and movable. I'm going to check on movable for the directional light. I now need the atmosphere and cloud. Let's just type in atmosphere there. Atmosphere, there we go, atmosphere and cloud. So let's check atmosphere, sunlight. That is it right there. Click on that. There we go. Look at that. If I uncheck, you see that? Checked. Now we have the atmosphere. Okay, it's looking good so far, but I'm not finished with the lighting yet. I'm going to go back straight into the create here. Click on create and I will go to visual effect. I will then select, you see, volumetric cloud. Click on that and take note of how the sky is looking now. Now let's apply volumetric cloud so to it. There we go. Look at that. That is beautiful. Okay, and finally I'm also going to add skylight. So let's come back in here. We need skylight. That is it right there. Grab skylight and just dump it right there so that we'll be able to control or use the Control and L to control our sky. Actually, with the skylight still selected, let's set it to movable. Transform. There we go. There. And I'm going to change that to movable. Okay. And we also have to make sure that the real-time capture right here, look at it, real-time capture is enabled. There we go. So with the skylight settings, what I can do, the advantage is if I hold on to my Control and L, I can actually move my sky around. Okay, let's give that a shot and see. Control L. Look at that. Okay, you see that? You see that? I can move, I can control my sky. Okay, that's the benefit of that. Right, so while still on lighting, guys, I'm going to go back to create and let's get hold of, let's go to visual effect and I'm going to grab hold of the post-process volume. Grab that and just drag it and dump it there. Let's go straight to the properties of this post-processor. Let's come straight to the properties here. I'm going to look for the exposure. I just want to set the minimum and the maximum brightness. Let's come right down here. There we go. You see where we have minimum brightness. I'm going to make that, let's say, 0.1, and the maximum value, I'm going to make that maybe 0.1 as well. There. Now the other thing is I'm going to scroll right down. I need that is infinity extend on band. Make sure that is checked there. Okay, with the infinite extend unbound checked, you see what you guys can notice what happened. If I uncheck, you see we're back in there, but I want the post-process volume to take control, so I'm going to check that, and I will then go back right up here. Let's go back to exposure. So let's keep going. Exposure, there we go. That is the exposure there. Now I'm going to check the metering mode, and let's change this. Instead of auto exposure histogram, I'm going to change that to manual. There we go. You see everywhere is dark now. Now where we have the exposure compensation, make sure it's checked, and I'm going to make that as, instead of 0.1, I'm going to change that to about 12. There. I think that seems a little bit too much. Let's make it maybe 10. There we go, guys. Look at that. Looks like a very beautiful cloudy day. Now let's go back to our content drawer. Click on that, and in here I'm going to right click and let's select, let's go right up here. You guys won't be able to see that. Let's go right up here. We need the quick sort. That is it right there. I'm going to add that. Click on that. There. So I'm looking for an asset that's going to be, let's look for something to do with the ocean. So I'm going to say shoreline. There we go. I'm going to select that, and I'm just looking for whatever kind of rock that I can use for the shoreline. I'm going to close this. I may have to maybe settle for that. Let's look for something else. I'm going to keep going. Yeah, I'm going to settle for this, so select that, but you may have to sign on because the system is now asking me to sign in. So I'm going to click on sign. There, let's click on sign in with the Epic game, and I'm going to enter my details in there and get back to you guys. Okay, I've actually signed in. So what the next action is will be for us to download. Click on download, and that's coming up now. There we go. It's now ready. All I then need to do is to click on add, and this will be automatically added to my content drawer. That is it. It's successful. If I go straight to my content drawer now, I should be able to see it right there. That is it right there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select my landscape here, and let's look for landscape material. Click on that, and the one I am looking for, let's scroll right down. There we go. Click on that, and that is it. It is right there on the system. Okay, but it looks a little bit bright and so on, but let's double click on it here so that we can carry out one or two changes on it. There we go. That is it. So I'm going to come in here, see where we have, let's open up this. So drop down the tiling, and I'm going to reduce the x-axis of the tiling to about, let's go for about 0.3, and take note of this, and the y-axis as well. I'm going to make that 0.3. The lower it is, the more you can see it. So rotate, let's just rotate it maybe about 0.1, something like that. There, and that is it. So all we then need to do now is let's go back to our scene. I'm going to drag this so that you guys can see my scene. Look, let's come in here, and if you can notice, you can see how huge the rock are now. Okay, take a good look at that. You see that, guys? Okay, with all that in place, now what I need to do is to get the water on the scene. So let's go to edit right here. Click on edit. We need plugin. That might take some time. So up here, let's just type in water. There. And I need to enable the water. Click on enable. There we go. It's now asking me to restart the whole program. I guess you guys can see it. Let's see if we can move that up. Yep. Enable the water, and it wants me to restart the whole program. I'm going to click on restart now. Save. Now the program is restarting. Okay, the system has restarted, so I'm going to go back in here and just search for water. There we go. And in here, just make sure you enable it. Once it's enabled, that is it, all done. So I'm going to close that. There. Let's close this and open up our own main project. So I'm going to go back to content drawer, or you can press Control Space. Now let's look for my main project. It's right here. Let's see there, and let's double click on the folder. It's called, there we go, Cmap, and just double click on that, and that should open up my landscape and everything. There we go. Now we need to add the water. So to add the water, I'm going to come right here. See where we have create, drop that down, and let's select place actor panel there. So let's search for water here, and there we go. We have different actors. So the one I'm going to use right now, I'm going to use the body ocean. Click, hold and drag the body ocean and just kind of like dump it right there. There we go. The body ocean is there, so let me readjust it so that you guys can see the body ocean. And right there, guys, that is the ocean. Look at the body of ocean. Look at it. That is beautiful. Okay, so what I'm going to then do is, let's close this first. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add sheep and so on, but there's one problem. I don't seem to have that, so I'm going to have to go straight into T asset or anywhere and just grab those sheep. I found the resources I intend to use for my boat. I'm going to drag them, just dump them in there, and I'll click on import. Okay guys, the boat, the materials are all ready, so let's go for the fishing boat first. Okay, there we go, right here. I'm gonna grab this very one. Let's just grab hold of that and let's dump it here. Yes. Okay, let's paste it right there, and I'm going to increase the size anyway. Let's go for transform. Where's transform? There we go. I'm going to make that, let's go for 20 by 20 by 20. Boy, that's huge. So just push it straight into the sea. There we go, guys. That's one of my boats on board. Yeah, that's fine. You see that? Okay, you see that? That's how you create your own sea view. So let's turn the whole boat around so that we can see it properly. There we go, guys. Look at that. That's looking beautiful. Now let's get some of the miniature boat on board as well. Let's go back to our content drawer. I'm going to hold on to Control Space, and right there, let's double click on that, and there we go. Yeah, that's the boat right there, but so we're going to have to carry out some adjustment to that very boat. Click on that and just drop it here. Look at it. That is the boat right there. Okay, I'm going to have to rotate it. It's a miniature boat. So where is it again? Double click on that so I can see that's the boat. Let's rotate it. Okay, so it's ready. So let's increase the size of the boat. I'm going to make that. Let's go for, because it's a miniature, but I think it's a navy boat or so. Let's increase it to about 40 by 40. Yeah, it is a navy boat. So I'm going to just change the angle around as well, so that we can see it properly. Look at the guns on them. Look at the huge guns. I think it's more or less like packed in the harbor now, so let's push it straight into the sea. That is it in the sea. So I'm going to kind of like increase the size a little bit more. And the fisherman's boat, we're gonna have to move that. First of all, let's move the fisherman's boat away. Let's just drag that. Yeah. And this navy boat, let's make that 60 by 60 by 60. There we go, or maybe a little bit more even. 80 by 80 by 80. There, look at that. That is huge and beautiful. Look at that, guys. Yeah, so I'm going to copy that very navy boat. So just hold on, make sure it's selected, hold on to your Control W. There, I've just copied it. And move that away from there. Just copy that. So we have two of them parked on the harbor. There, guys, look at that. And there, guys, that's how you create your own sea view or ocean view or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to run it now, but before I run it, you see this world layout. I'm going to right click on it and let's collapse that, move to the side, repeat the same thing for the details, move it to the side. There, look at that shape, man, that's beautiful. And one other thing that we can do is we can just change the color. Look at it, it looks very white. That is too white. Let's run it. So we can always go straight into the material and just maybe do one or two things. Let's make it look a little bit like a proper navy boat, so like gray, something like that. So I'm going to go straight into the material. So let's select that one of the boats and let's go straight to the details here. You see this material here, I'm going to double click on that. There, and let's, okay, that is the one of the material already attached to it automatically. So let me go straight into my contents drawer here, and there are some material here. There, 1, 2, grab hold of that, drag, and let's drop that in here. Okay, if you don't have one of those, you can always get your material in here inside the palette. And I'm going to grab the other one, grab hold of this, drop it in there. Alright, this one is white, and this very one I'm going to change this one. Okay, RGB, let's connect it with the, or should I'm going to go for roughness here. There, okay, and the other one here, oh, come on, move this one down, move this up. The other one, I'm going to connect that to metal. Remember, it's a boat, the body always shine. There. Now as for the color, look at this color. I'm going to double click on it. Let's change the color to something a little bit grayish. Yeah, bring it down a little bit. Yeah, that might do. Look at it, it's shining, it's a little bit grayish. So there, and click on OK. There. Now let me go back to my scene itself. Okay, if you can't see the changes properly, let's double click on this again. Let's bring it right down so that you can see it properly. And I'm going to click on OK. Right. The other thing is I was meant to click on apply. I didn't click on apply, that's why. You can bring this up and click on OK. Then remember, when you are changing the material, you must click on apply. Where is apply? That's it right there. Click on apply, and it's coming up now. There, that's finished. So I'm gonna move this, and there we go. And that is it, guys. And that's how you create your own ocean scene in Unreal Engine. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can always join to be a member of the channel as well. And there's going to be more tutorial on Unreal Engine. So I'm going to say bye for now. You all have a nice day, guys.